this yesterday, but I think this is always a good demo technique if you can get something on the ground for the machine to crawl over so people can actually see that undercarriage flex and move. You can see we talked about our suspended ride a lot. We've got suspended axles front and rear. So as the front wheel hits that object, right, it's driven up. But on the larger models, we also have the suspended wheels. So this one, you see the track flex first through the front wheel, and then as the wheels come back, it's flexing all of those. These are torsion axles here. So this wheel is being pushed up while that one is being pushed down. And as it crests over, this one will be pushed up. The cool thing that does is see how the track is in contact with the ground, both in the rear and the front, even though we're on top of that object. And when you watch rigid products in the same situation, the track ends up off the ground. And what that does is then they have very little traction, right? It wants to kind of roll that log out of there or just spins on the log. So the log example, that really stands out in forestry especially, right? Because when you get on top of those logs, especially when you're in uneven terrain, if you don't have any track touching the ground, you just slide off that log, right? You start sliding downhill, you lose a little bit of control, all those things. So huge in forestry. The area up there of the rock, you'll see the same type of thing. When you get more into construction, quarry, that work, right? If we can keep the track in contact with the ground, it does a lot better job of maintaining traction. The other thing that's interesting about our suspension that I talked about yesterday is its ability to absorb material, right? So, I said that track is flexible, pliable. As things will go through there, it also helps absorb material by being pliable like that. Go ahead, Jesse, and drive that forward for me. The same things that give you that good traction and that good quality ride give you reliability in the in the capabilities of that track to absorb that object, right? A lot of guys go, "Oh, I cannot believe you do that to a brand new undercarriage," right? But it absorbed that chunk of wood, no issues at all. So things that fall in there, right, can be absorbed and then shed. The openness of the rail, the pliability of the track, it's no different with rock that can get in there. I get a little hesitant on that because it can spit them out the side, so we probably won't do it with a big crowd. But on a demo, you can certainly throw a rock in there just the same, and that same ability to conform will happen. The only probably risk that increases is it's not as long as that board, so if you don't get it all the way in there, it could spit it out a little quicker. So.